Am I the asshole for wanting to give up my son after discovering he isn't mine? We shall see. The situation is nothing short of a clusterfuck. I'm angry, depressed, and sad. I don't know what to do. I, 32 male, am shattered and don't know where to turn. My wife passed away last month, only 7 months after giving birth to our son. She developed peripartum cardiomyopathy, a rare and severe form of heart failure that can occur in the months following childbirth. Despite the doctor's best efforts, she didn't survive. Losing her so suddenly has left me heartbroken and in a state of constant grief. 3 weeks ago, my wife's best friend came over to visit. She was visibly nervous and eventually told me that she had something sensitive to share. After some hesitation, she revealed that my wife had confided in her that she'd been unfaithful around the time our son was conceived and that there was a chance he might not be mine. I was stunned and angry. My wife's best friend was telling me this only weeks after my wife's death, and it felt like an attempt to tarnish her memory. I couldn't believe it. I told her to leave and not to come back, convinced she was lying or trying to shift blame onto me somehow. The whole thing felt like a betrayal, and I tried to push the thought out of my mind. But once the idea was planted, it wouldn't go away. I kept wondering, what if she was telling the truth? After days of tormenting myself with the possibility, I decided to get a DNA test. It wasn't an easy decision. I felt guilty for even considering it, but I needed closure. Yesterday, the results came back. My worst fears were confirmed. My son isn't biologically mine. Now I'm in turmoil. I love my wife and wanted to believe our son was a piece of her and me together. But knowing he's not biologically mine has left me feeling lost and betrayed. I keep looking at him trying to feel the same bond, but the pain of my wife's infidelity is so fresh, and I don't know if I would ever be able to move past it. I feel awful even considering it, but I don't know if I can raise him on my own. The betrayal I feel is overwhelming, and I don't know if I'm capable of giving him the love and care he deserves. It's breaking my heart and I feel like a failure, but I also feel like I'm not equipped to give him the life he deserves. Am I the asshole? I'm gonna be honest, this is a hard pill to swallow. And to give advice to someone when you're not in that position and have not experienced this type of hurt and betrayal is kind of not doing it a justice. Because everybody could talk from the outside and say, oh no, you can't do that. You know, that's your son, even though that's not your birth son. But in that moment, the hurt and betrayal, me personally, I would rather you try to find the father and see if there's a way that somebody else could step in the gap to take care of that baby if you're not able to. Because I would rather you sit there and have somebody else raise him, or I don't know, even if adoption is up on in the mix, because they do have lovely families that will adopt a child, especially a baby, because they have a hard time having a baby on their own, so they may be okay with adopting a baby. Maybe try that as a last resort, but I completely understand the hurt and betrayal, and I would rather you not have that hurt and betrayal every time you look at that baby and it turns into anger. Because it could be a situation where that child is crying, you're losing your mind, and you could lash out at that child because of the anger that you have. And I think a lot of people do not realize that. They're just like, oh, suck it up, take care of the baby, because, if your wife was still alive, you wouldn't even know anything. But at the same time, I would rather you not turn your grief, let your grief turn into anger, and you could do anything to possibly harm or lash out at that baby. Because people always would say, I don't know how you could harm a child. If you are not in your right frame of mind, you can do anything. You could be capable of doing anything. So I personally would say, see if you could reach out to the father or find the father, talk to the best friend. Maybe the best friend knows who the father is, and go to other steps of, you need some serious therapy, because I can't even imagine the type of hurt and betrayal that you're feeling. Like, you're in a mix of emotions, and here you have to take care of basically a baby, because he's what, 7 months. He's still a baby. My heart goes out to you. That's all I could even fathom, because I don't ever want to be in a position or ever want somebody to feel that type of hurt or be in that type of position. But let's get to this update. I hadn't thought of contacting the friend, but I will now. The replies have really solidified what I have been feeling. The child is innocent, but I don't think I'm able to love or care for him as well as I should. Informing the family will be my first step, then contacting the actual parent if possible. Adoption is going to be my last resort. Many of you believe I'm a monster, but put yourself in my situation. I hope you all understand. People always have like everybody thinks that everybody should operate on one plane level. Like everybody should just suck down their feelings and just, move forward. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can say they have the heart to be like, I'm going to take care of this child, even though it's not mine. Not everybody has that ability. Not everybody can contain their emotions and the hurt that they have and push past that. Not everybody could do that. So we need to be also, as a society, understanding of people who are not able to control their emotions and push past their hurt, for a greater good. Edit number 2. So I call her friend. I apologize for my behavior, but also asked why she did not inform me as soon as she knew. She said her loyalties laid with her friend more than me. Okay, fine. I asked her about the actual parent. She said she doesn't know, as it was a one-time thing. Apparently, it happened during her work time, whatever that meant, and during daytime, as she'd been told. I mean, I'm not fully understanding, but it seems like she fucked the guy when she was supposed to be working. Many of you are suggesting I go through her phone or social contacts, but I don't know any passwords. I never doubted her. We weren't controlling each other and gave plenty of privacy. Your next step is informing the family, both mine and hers. I'm adding another thing. I don't hate the baby, and I'm not so deranged I throw him out the house. Whatever happens, happens according to procedure. I'm not going to instantly abandon a kid, but because just he isn't mine. That answers a lot of the questions, but it's just like, how would you be able to find the father if the friend, unless you go to the job? I don't know. I don't know. Good luck to you in whatever decision you actually choose. I can't even say I could speak on this because I have not. It's not a situation I could experience and say I can give good advice or anything like that on, because I feel like you're caught between a rock and a hard place, because people don't realize your emotions could take over. Your feelings could really encompass you, that you lose your mind. So imagine, feeling the way that this man is feeling, and then you snap one day because the baby's crying and uncontrollable, and you're tired, and now you've been put in a situation where you had to be a single father, not knowing that this child wasn't yours. So good luck to you.